Alright, well, I guess we're doing some Northern Lights tonight. This is our first ever playthrough of Northern Lights. I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna get myself into, but a lot of people have been asking me to play this tonight, so we're gonna do it. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Also, I really like the UI for this. This is really well done. Who am I? Well, I'm... Oh! Hey, we can customize our name. That's actually pretty cool. All you need to know is that the husbando is hot as fuck and he's mine. You can have... Okay, you know what? See, now we're on some equal footing. Look at that! Awesome, okay. Only two things were pleasant about waking up that morning: the warm, refreshing aromas of the bayou and the knowledge that my friends would be here soon. For our last summer day together, sitting on the edge of the bed, I glanced over at the nightstand and picked up a small geode resting by the lamp. Turning it back and forth, watching the crystals glimmer in the morning light. The sight of it was always a comfort, filling me with strength whenever I felt weak. I'd gotten up early, taking time to repack my bags, hoping I'd figure out how to fit more stuff in. It was a losing battle, however, and I was lucky I could still fit everything I already packed back in. Carefully wrapping the geode in my thickest shirt, I tucked it in between my backpack before wandering over to the closet. Fishing around, I made sure that I had accounted for all the reels of film and that the small projector was packed. As I rummaged through and sorted the box, I almost couldn't believe how many movies my friends and I had created over the years. Oh wait, hold on. There's a new journal entry. Oh! Wait, did I name myself B. Spitty? I'm pretty sure I didn't. Tomorrow's the big day, I just don't understand how summer's gone by so fast. I'm not really sure whether I should be excited or scared of what's to come. It's almost midnight now and I'm afraid to sleep. Because I'm scared, and I think what scares me more is not having Tobin and Liam around. It's just the thought of being alone. We spent our whole lives together, never a day apart. Outside of the film club, they're my only real friends. Makes me wonder if I'm even able to make new friends at college. Or am I just going to be alone until I transfer? Deep breaths, you got this. Go out and make your great one. Oh, Spitty? Spitty's just the name that people usually nickname me as. Suddenly something tapped against my window. My eyes darted toward the sound, spotting Tobin with his casual, confident smile. Quickly I opened the latch and the window slid up. Ooh! Oh my gosh! Vitsy, look! Phantom is in the game! It's Phantom! Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, chat. I gotta show you something, okay? Hold on, where's the picture of Phantom's avatar? I gotta show this. Tell me that that guy doesn't look like this. It's literally Phantom, chat. It's literally him. Oh my god, Vitsy, we need to send this to Phantom ASAP. Okay. Okay, moving on before I end up holding you guys for the entire night. Wait, holy shit, wait, he blinks! Tobin crawled through and stood up, taking a moment to straighten his shirt before pulling me up into a brief hug. Tobin was a scrawny fox, one of my best... Oh my god, he's... Oh my god, he is a fox too. He's literally Phantom. He's literally Phantom. 100%. Did he make the game? Who knows? Maybe this is Phantom's second persona that he never talked about. Anywho, Tobin was a scrawny fox and one of my best friends. Puberty hadn't been kind to him, save for how energetic he is. He knows English, but like most Creole folk, is fluent in and prefers French. Bonjour, Spitty. Good morning, Spitty. Oh my gosh, wait, that's actually so cute. Oh! Okay, so there's like translations here too. Ready to go? Bonjour, Tobin. Yes, I am. Just hard since my roots are here and they want to say, no matter what my pa said. It wasn't long before Liam stuck his snout through the window, grinning stupidly as he forced his large shape inside. French fuck. Oh my god, he's a gator! Oh my gosh, you know what? Scythe would love this already. If Scythe was here, he would love this boy. The sill creaked and groaned as the wood threatened to give out under the big gator. The gator swiftly had his arms around me and pulled me into a crushing hug. My head pressed against his chest. His hugs always felt like being grain in a stone mill. At least his hide was cool to the touch, a pleasantry in this hot humid air that was blowing in from the open window. Don't fret, don't fret. Today is just like any other, right? Too much squeezing. More adventures, right? Liam was squeezing all the air from my lungs in this hug. He held on to me tighter than he'd like to admit. I could tell he couldn't ignore what would happen at the end of today, but trying his best to hide it. Ain't no adventure if he's flattened before it begins. Oh, I guess I'm... Ugh. Liam kept that dumb grin of his as he dropped the hug. It took a good moment for me to catch my breath, but I was soon laughing. He even gave a playful punch to Liam's arm. Yay, he is cute! I dig this already. Gotta read the French. I will do my absolute best, but most likely I am going to screw it up like there's no tomorrow. Oh jeez. God, where's Emmy when you need him? Okay, I'm gonna read this as best as I can. I know that French people are gonna fucking scream at me by the time that I read this. J'espère que vous n'avez pas encore... I'm so sorry. No, we love French people. Is this the reason why, Vitsy? Is this the reason why you always say ill French whenever it's ever mentioned? Hope you haven't eaten yet. Clearly you're not European. It's so horrible, I love it. I'm sorry. Every single person in Europe hates French. Wow, I see how it is. God, I'm gonna be like such a big freaking idiot whenever I'm reading this. Garth's got a special seafood boil by the word of it. Heard it was for a movie premiere. And he knows he ain't gonna say it. They're always special. Of course he does. Maybe I'll fill up for once. We all busted a gut when Liam said he might set his appetite. All the feelings of dread leaving with our laughter, at least for now. Got all your things packed? Before I could even answer, he wandered the room, checked that I hadn't left anything behind that was important to us. Well, much as I could fit, I said, motioning over to the two stuffed duffel bags and a backpack that was strapped shut with bungee cords. It would have to do. A firm knock drew all the warmth from the room anyway, my eyes fixated on the gilded knob, slowly twisted like my gut before the door was pushed open. Ooh. Time's up. Get out. Mind your business, you old ass. Ooh. You idiots want me to call up the sheriff? Spitty ain't welcome here no more. Liam glared at my father as he moved to stand between us. Oh, he's getting kicked. We're getting kicked out. He glowered at my dad, years of pent-up anger growing on his face. When has he ever been welcome in your house? You ain't ever been a father to him, just whipping out the belt whenever he fucks up in your eyes. Guys, you don't have to do this. Tobin proudly stepped up with Liam to defend me from my father. All you see when you look at Spitty is a bunch of accomplishments you claim as your own, and a bunch of defeats you don't want the world to know about. The pathetic, power-hungry cockroach of a man. Damn! How dare any of y'all talk back to me? Get the hell out of my house! He ain't worth it, guys. Let's just leave. Yeah, that took a massive 360, like there was no tomorrow. Tobin grabbed the films, Liam the duffel bags. I grabbed the backpack as we pushed past my father. One last walk through the hallway, down the stairs, passing memories as we walked through the front door. Ma was waiting outside, tearing up as we stepped out. I used to blame her, but as the day grew near, I realized she was just as trapped as I was. None of this was truly her fault. I hope that one day she will find the strength to break with tradition and not be scared. In my heart, I know all she would want to do is call, and we'd be there for her. I love you, Spitty. Please send letters to your TD. She pulled me into a hug, and I lowered a bit, allowing her to lay a gentle kiss on my cheek. Of course, Ma. Love you too. Yeah, I can definitely see bad father. Get away from him and come inside, Fiona. He's not our son anymore. Oh my god. He is literally... She stepped away and Liam started loading my bags into the back of his truck. Tobin, however, didn't seem like he was quite done. He knew that this was his last chance to say something. The fox stood between me and the door, staring angrily at my father, who watched on. Not a single piece of my great friend Spitty is because of how you raised him. Nothing of his achievements, happiness, his time on this earth. None of it belongs to you. It never has. You don't deserve to ever be called a father. You shitty excuse of a man of God. Yes! Your judgment day will come, and the scales will never be in your favor. The rage in my father's eyes felt like the fires of hell on my fur. So great that when the door slammed, our porch light fell, shattering against the ground. Jesus! Tobin huffed angrily, turning away from the door, resting a paw on my back to push me away from the house. By the truck, I turned to face the old house. Far better memories floated up at the side of it thanks to my friends. Even Liam and Tobin stared at the old house, the look of mourning in their eyes. Sure, my pa had never been nice to me, but I used to like the house, all the years we spent hanging in my room and the garden. But a veil had lifted. In my first genuine moment of freedom from parental obligation, I saw the house as a stagnant crypt it truly was. We should head out, Spitty. Tobin's voice seemed to shake me from my mourning. I felt as though a weight was falling off of my shoulders. I'd been dreading this morning all summer, but with the door locked and the eyes of my father never to see me again, I felt happy. Ha, Tobin, you told Mr. Lauren off real good. Me? Look at yourself, you big marshmallow. You never talk back to anyone. Tobin jumped onto Liam's back in a pathetic attempt to try and knock the gator to the ground, the sight of which drew a chuckle out of me, breaking me completely away from what little connection I had left to the house. Watching as they wrestled, I knew they were the ones that truly mattered to me. I always knew you had a fighting spirit in there somewhere. Come on, let it out again. These two are so cute, I love it already. The gator was laughing harshly, stumbling onto his little feet to balance himself, and the struggling fox grappled around his neck. Knock it off, brah, I ain't a fighter. Get him, Tobin. The scrappy little fox did all he could to make the gator succumb to the strength and fury of his pint-sized rage. But Liam wasn't having it, still laughing loudly as he fought to pry the fox off of his back. Sacre bleu, it's like trying to knock down a mountain. Tobin let go with an exhausted huff, straightening out his shirt once more, smiling at the still undefeated gator. You got lots before the boil. What you want to do? Could go to the city park. One last stroll for old time's sake. Onward! Liam chuckled and climbed into the driver's seat of his truck, cranking down the window. I scrambled in, sitting into the middle, sandwiched between my best friends. We'd quickly gotten used to being squished forward, leaving room for the gator's large tail and my rudder having to find space on the bench seat. If Tobin wasn't so short, he might have been pushed right off the edge onto the floor. Adventure! To adventure, hell yeah! Liam's truck jerked to life, and off we went. It felt so strange driving away from home for the last time. I would have thought I'd be more upset, but as we turned the first corner heading for the park, all I felt was joy. Joy that I would not waste another day of my life under my father's rule. This was a chance to fully make my own way into the world and actually be able to commit my dreams, rather than spend another day cowering under my father's rule. City Park was our first movie, yeah? Oh yeah. What was that called again? Terror of the Mirror Bridge. I I recited the title in my most menacing tone, hunching slightly to give my appearance a creepy factor. Foolish mortals, do you dare wake him? Tobin and Liam laughed softly, the fox playfully pushing against me, trying to jar me out of my Oscar-worthy performance. Brah, that one was so weird. I'd like to think that we made better films since then. I don't think anything was better than watching you stumble around, wrapped in a bunch of foil. I can still hear that ear-bleeding crunchy sound. It was a pleasant memory, one that was fun to snicker at. Just the thought of the small gator wrapped head to claw in a bunch of foil, waddling about a public park so as to not shred the costume was silly enough to rile laughs. Liam had looked like a walking TV dinner, rather than the demon of our first film featured. That was only our first go at it, though. We'd gotten way better at it, but we kept to the horror, naturally. Taking a deep breath, I bellowed to the heavens, unleashing as mighty a roar of an otter could possibly muster. Oh wait, oh! So we're an otter in this story. Otter that's into filmmaking. You know, there's a very, very specific story that happened that involved that same otter, but I don't know. I can't get a grasp at it. I wonder what that could be. I am the Mirror Monster. Puny mortals, you have unleashed my reflective wrath. The outburst caused Liam to laugh so hard the truck jerked harshly as he accidentally pressed down on the clutch, while Tobin chittered with delight. Nope, still weird no matter how you spin it. Besides, I said it better. What can I say? You got a knack for it, Liam. I'm better off-screen, finding the best way to showcase it both. I like you better as the hero, Liam. The comment caused the gator to swell with pride, glancing over at the fox. He's just saying that to be nice. Yeah, he's right. Surely you shine in that role. Easy to see how much more you enjoy it. Large gator snorted and looked away, embarrassed by the sudden shower of compliments. Spitty's the best victim, though. No question about that. Hey! Yeah, he's got the best scream. And the faints... And he faints, so what? I can't ever escape this. I swear to God, I am... Like, none of the shit is scripted. Every single game, it says... No, you're bad. You're bad. All of you are bad. No, don't agree! We're not reading that. We're not reading that. I couldn't help but laugh. The pair ganging up on me like that was always a treat in my eyes. We made it to City Park a little while after 11. The park was already a flurry of activity. Locals and tourists flocked here to enjoy the scenery. Large trees offered their shade, and a crisp wind blew through the park. Perfect day to relax with friends. The park had its charm, and I couldn't deny that it was an eye-catching location for our films. But once we started to really explore the city, we found places even most locals didn't know about. Forgotten hideaways where time stood still, each imbued with ethereal atmosphere. I don't even know if I said that wrong or not. Again, my brain is like fried right now. That breathed unique life into our films. We wandered along one of the willow-lined paths until we came to what had been the starting set of a piece for our first movie. Without hesitation, I jumped onto the stone railing, not paying much mind to the tourists around. Beware, foolish mortals, for I am free, will feast upon your souls. Gaze into your own reflections and be lost forevermore. Fox, look upon me, and I will reflect your worstest fear. The sudden lunge into reenacting our first film caught my friends off guard. What fear would that be? Running out of honey? Tobin was quick to take on his character, moving behind Liam in a staged act of cowardice. I mean... Oh no, not my soul! Please don't! Hey! Being short on nectar's no joke. Bayonets just ain't right without honey. Liam swiftly snapped into character, taking on the heroic role that I once filled. Stand back, bruh, for all... Oh my gosh, this is really cute. Stand back, bruh, for only I know how to defeat the mirror monster. Liam extended an open hand into the air, pretending to hold a mirror in it, while Tobin stayed hidden behind the gator. Gaze upon your own, foul demon. Oh, so it's literally the Blair Witch then. No, my one and only weakness, the infinite reflection. Twirling on the railing, I coughed and wheezed, acting up a storm in my death scene. Looking back on it, though, Liam had really done a better job of it than in the movie. For my grand finale, I flopped on my back, splaying out onto the stone, halfway over the water. I'm dead. Try as I might to play dead, Liam and Tobin's laughter caused me to break character. My own laughter joined theirs as I opened my eyes to the vibrant sky reflected on the creek. They soon joined me on the bridge. That script was really terrible. Well, yeah, what kind of doofus thinks a mirror can defeat an evil mirror? Liam spoke in a way that meant he was egging me on. He gave me a sly look as he was grinning. Hey now, what would you come up with that's so much better? Tobin soon mimicked Liam's grin, before they spoke in unison. A rock! I began to cough and wheeze once more under a unified attack, laying so far off the railing. I was hanging upside down, my thick tail keeping me from falling into the creek. I'm dead. Again. The gator laughed so loud it caught looks from a few passerbys, and Tobin released a happy sigh, watching me dangle so precariously. You guys want some snowballs? My treat. Totally. Yeah, I could go for one. A little... What? What even is that? Hold on. I gotta look that up now. Let's see.
Lanyap.
Lanyap. Okay, something given as a bonus or an extra gift. Okay. Old people? Old people with their weird words? Wait, how old is everyone in this story now? Come to think of it. For a few seconds longer, I let myself hang upside down, staring at the shivering, rippling creek water before slipping out of the moment, hurrying to catch up to the pair halfway to a cart vendor already. The journal? Oh, wait, that's right. They're in like the late 19th century, right? Yeah, 1985. Okay. We ordered 3 snow cones, pineapple for Liam, root beer for Tobin, and cherry for myself. Finding a nice shaded patch under a willow tree, we plopped onto the ground. Old people. Nothing beats a snowball on a day like this. Yeah, you know what? Come to think of it, I've never heard anyone call a snow cone a snowball. Huh. Guess this would be the last one, though. My whole body felt heavy as soon as the words slipped out. I've been trying to keep those thoughts at bay, though it seemed the happier I got, the easier things broke through. That feeling of dread I'd been fighting off all week crept back in. I knew it showed in my face as well, the drooped whiskers, a vacant stare at the cold sweat treat held in my paw. What? They don't have these in Montana? Bruh, he means the last one with the 3 of us together. I know what he meant. The fox snapped aggressively at Liam. He never did handle sadness well and tried to deflect it with angry responses. Forget it. Don't matter. It's my paw's fault anyway. Bruh, it's not too late if you want. We could probably still apply. Heck no, Liam. You and Tobin ain't gotta let them scholarships go to waste. It's not like it'll be forever. I just gotta sort my life. Figure out a path and I can transfer in a couple years, yeah? Or is that just a Louisiana thing? Are they in Louisiana? Wait, are they? I actually don't know. Tobin looks like someone I know, kinda. Yeah! I wonder who that could be, you know? I mean, Vitsy knows. I mean, we kind of showed it off a little bit earlier. You know what, Vitsy? You gotta send Phantom this. Like, you gotta shoot this his way and say, holy shit, dude, you're in the game. I guess it still feels weird. I know we've had all summer to get ready for it. It just feels like it's over too fast. Your dad's a fool. He's not my pa anymore. You heard him. Better this way. I reassured Liam and glanced over at him with a smile, watching the large gator enjoy his sweet treat. What you staring for? Thanks for snapping at him. You too, Tobin. He had it coming. As we sat there enjoying the chilly, sweet snow cones, everything slowly felt good again. Just us three friends enjoying our last day together. Let's take a picture together. I pulled my faithful camera from my fanny pack, carefully setting it up on a nearby picnic table to have us all in frame. With the wind of a dial, the timer ticked off the seconds. Liam and Tobin moved in closer, tightly sandwiching me in their middle. Oh, look at them! Worth it. That's so cute, I love it. Worth it. You think you're so clever. 'Cause we are. Standing up, I brushed the sticky ice from my head, though the strange smell of tropical root beer lingered still. Brushing my paws off on my shorts, smiling at the duo. Come on, the boil will probably start soon. We made our way out of the park, once more cramming into Liam's truck, heading off towards a proper Nolan seafood boil. It wasn't a long drive to the boil, and I was rather happily singing along with Tobin to a song on the radio, occasionally prodding Liam with an elbow to try and get him to join in, though he never did. The gator parked his truck alongside the sidewalk in front of a hedge fence courtyard, and as soon as we climbed out of the truck, the overwhelmingly delicious scent was all around us. The hunger-inducing aromas of bountiful boil, distinctive spices, citrus, well-cooked vegetables, and seafood. Already we could hear the joyful chatter of neighbors gathering together to share the feast. Oh man, looks like we made it just in time. Pushing open large wooden gate, we slipped into the true New Orleans oasis. A wonderful lush courtyard garden, shaded with wisteria flowers dangling from a trellis overhead, that spanned the entire courtyard. The garden was full of picnic tables, and there was hardly an empty seat around, with the place packed with fellow neighbors, a few of my classmates, and even some of my old teachers. At the far end, a row of large stock pots were boiling away. I was so busy waving to some of my neighbors that I didn't notice someone sneaking up on me. Suddenly, a massive black bear scooped me off the ground. With so little effort, it made me feel like a feather adrift in the wind, held tightly in the creature's arms. Garth. Bonjour, Spitty! Ah! Ça va, Garth? Ça va bien? I'm hoping I'm saying that right too. I think I've seen that word before. I think that just means hello, right? The large earth sign laughed so loudly that the three of us could feel the deep rumbling in our chests. Garth held his grip on me, and Tobin and Liam knew it was a pointless effort to interrupt the hug. Yeah, Shadow, welcome on in. The Black welcomes you. Yeah, this is a new VN that we're going through. It's called Northern Lights. I think that they're like somewhere in France, aren't they? I think so. I got a real special boil for you today, Chur. Take a look-see. As if I was incapable of turning my own head, Garth hoisted me around, once more allowing me to take in the wonderful sights of the boil in the making. Wow, really seems like everyone's here. I never considered myself popular, far from it. But I had to admit, it really was nice seeing so many people I knew one way or the other, gathered for one last boil on my behalf. Garth was beaming with pride, clearly happy he'd managed his largest turnout yet. Much as I tried to fly under the radar, people seemed to lose me. Much as I tried to fly under the radar, people seemed to see me differently. In my heart, I knew why. I wish I could avoid attention. It was the truth that would make me almost question everyone attending the feast hate me without question. What'd I tell you, Chef? Shush, how could I not? Yeah, let the good times roll. Oui, exactly. Garth, put me down, please. I got an envy for some crawdads that only your cooking can fix. The enormous bear laughed and finally set me down, motioning with a paw for the three of us to follow. Wait, did I say enormous? Enormous, I'm sorry. Otmer, hi, welcome on in, but Bart the Blep welcomes you. How goes it, friend? Y'all just in time. Come up front with me. The three of us followed Garth to the head table, which felt a little out of place as we preferred sticking to the flanks, but I appreciated the gesture of the Earthside, who was really trying to make the event extra special. We grabbed a seat with some of my neighbors and schoolmates, while almost everyone else excitedly took a seat after the beer whistled loudly. As volunteers began to lay out the feast, spreading massive halls of corn, potatoes, crawfish, crab, and andouille sausage and more on every table. Liam's mouth was drooling at the sight of it all. Papa took a shell cracker in his paw, and I had my eyes fixated on the delicious-looking spread. The smell was even better. Nothing in my mind could top the pure, unique personality that came from a Boyle's secret spice blend, and Garth's was the best of them all. Gather around, y'all, gather around. Now I know y'all's dying to dig in, but first things first. Spitty, would you do the honors? The question left a lump in my throat. Public speaking was never my forte. Being in front of a camera gave me the distance I preferred. Regardless, I obliged to the kindly bear and stood up from the table, walking over to him. Just want to collect points? Interesting. I see. Well, good luck with that, because you're gonna need it. Everyone in the courtyard took hold of a neighbor's paw, bowed their head. Bless the spirits and these crawfish that we are about to enjoy. Bless those who caught them, and those who prepared them, and give crawfish to those who have none. We thank you for this wonderful world, for all that you put on it. We give special thanks for having brought the Cajuns and crawfish to the same place. Amen. The collective crowd recited the Amen with me, and I smiled. Glad I managed to pull it off without a hitch. Merci, Spitty. Absolutely beautiful. You heard him. Bon appetit! Garth took a seat with me at the table. Liam was already diving into a pile of crawfish, and Tobin was cracking open a crab leg. Garth and I tucked into the feast as well. At least for a little while. The chatter among the crowd was minimal, with everyone just digging in and enjoying the masterfully crafted meal. How's your ma and them? Ma's upset. Pa is, well, guess he's not my pa anymore. Garth narrowed his gaze at my response, easily picking up on the resentment and anger I was still harboring over my father's methods, feelings that were strengthened by the uncertain future facing me. After all, things really fell apart when I started looking for colleges. My pa refused to pay for any college that wasn't Catholic. He's one of those dads. Gross. That's gross. Which sent me scrambling. Let's not talk about him. So where is it that you're setting off to, Spitty? Aspen Hollow, Montana. Couldn't really afford art programs anywhere else. You didn't have to start with art, you know. You could have gone to a community college, get the basic stuff, and then transfer to an art program. These guys are literally talking about college. I swear, visual novels are literally made for me. Christian people. He's not wrong, Chur. Is money really the only reason? I reckon it'd be good for my creative process. See different landscape, different sorts of folks. I love a good swamp story, but there's gotta be more stories out there, waiting for me to bring them to light, right? Admittedly, the prospect of finding new stories to tell was a strong one, but moving just one state over would have given me a fresh insight. No, Aspen Hollow called to me. I still couldn't place why, but the name of the town stirred something deep in my soul. A scant flicker of hope. Maybe Spitty will finally find time for a girlfriend up there. Now that would be a sight to see. He'll have a lot of free time now that he won't be quarreling you two. Liam teasingly jabbed me in the side with his elbow. Forcing a chuckle, I gave a half-hearted nod, looking away from the conversation. Please don't bring up prom, thinking loudly to myself, hoping it would be loud enough that it might even deter my friends. I still don't see why you didn't stick with Sarah. She was nuts for you. No way, bruh. Sarah wasn't right for him. Should have stayed with Rebecca. They were voted cutest couple at prom. It took every bit of self-restraint I had to not sigh heavily in that moment. If there was one thing my friends were relentless at, it seemed to be my love life. They always had this notion that a girlfriend would help me distract me from the troubles at home. Why didn't you two actually become a couple after prom? It it just wasn't the right fit, alright? I tensed up at the question, nervously rubbing my paws together under the table. Every time prom was brought up, I wished I'd stuck to my gut and skipped it altogether. Prom was an event meant for someone like me. Boys, you shouldn't go around forcing relationships on others. Love isn't something meant to be arranged when you can find a special someone. You get this feeling in your heart. A feeling you've never known before, yet you reckon you've somehow always known of it. I still think you'll find it up there, Spitty. A special girl you can't wait to show us. I hope she likes me. Of course she will. What's not to like? Things won't be quite the same around here, though, with you up in Montana. As if Liam had been sitting with bated breath, waiting for this moment, he couldn't help bringing back up the subject of me moving away. Bro, this would be worse than finding out someone put a curse on you. I can hardly reckon the day is truly here. Not the end of the world, just a couple years, eh? Enough! He's right. Don't even think about it. It's just like any other day in Nolans. As we continued to eat, we were occasionally interrupted by neighbors and classmates popping over to chat, with quite a lot of compliments being heaped on Garth for the meal. So, are you ready for the premiere? Liam told me it's not all bloody. I like the thought of that. Just have to set up. Feel all tingly though. Never had this many watch one before. Looking around, taking in the company once more, there were easily 50-something people partaking of the farewell gathering. I've never shown my films outside of clubs at school, so the thought made me nervous. What would people think? It's not just the blood that's different. Spitty was acting so different for this one. We found this old steamboat wreck in the bayou. He just acted so odd every time we were on it. Nonsense, I was just figuring out good angles and framing. Nah, Tobin's right. It's like you were always somewhere else. Maybe he was. Bayous are awash with strange energy. So many stories about them. There aren't enough days in a year to talk about them all. I was just impressed, alright? Finding an old red like that is, untouched. It was goldmine for us. The conversation had strangely put me on the edge. It was just old shit, that's all. We continued to dine, chat, and feast until we were all well full. I knew it was time, and everyone had slowly drifted back into the casual conversation. Merci, chef. It was a masterpiece, truly. Just give me a couple of minutes to set up. Oui, it was divine. I couldn't have possibly eaten another bite, brah. Coming from Liam, that was one of the greatest compliments Garth had ever received, causing the bear to chuckle softly. I left the courtyard for only a moment to gather the equipment that I needed for the premiere. Taking my time setting up the film projector and screen in the most shaded corner of the courtyard. Tobin wandered over, watching as I spooled the film. Excited? Something like that. Who would have thunk I'd be getting the jitters? I tried telling Garth. Not so many people. Guess word got out though. Yeah, even Mr. Jenkins is here. I thought he hated us. Tobin glanced off to an older husky who was chatting up to one of his female coworkers. He'd been a third-grade teacher, and always seemed to target us the hardest. Well, Liam spilled coffee on him. Then there was the stink bomb. Sorry about that, I had to cough. How was I supposed to know it could do that? But you saw the effects book, we had to try. Liam pulled himself away from the crowd, joining us as I continued to set things up. You talking about Jenkins? Yeah, don't know why he's here. Liam playfully punched me in the arm, eliciting a startled squeak, stumbling enough that I nearly knocked over the projector. What was that for? You both forget? It was the stink bomb! Can't believe you forgot. What about it? He had a reaction or something. Went to the hospital, right? Yeah, don't remind me. I swear my pa went and bought a new belt just because of that. Well, what do you think Jenkins met his missus? Shut up, he did not. You serious? I kinda believe you both forgot. I was at a nurse at the hospital. Jenkins started being all nice after that. Heck, how did I forget all about that? And here I am thinking he still smells like rotten eggs. Dang. Tobin, can you go set up the reel-to-reel? Almost ready here. Fox gave me a nod, grabbing the audio spools and wandering off to get the rest of the setup done so we could get the movie going. You ready for this, bruh? No, but fixing to do it anyway. Once everything was set up, Garth herded the three of us in front of the screen, gathering everyone's attention. Standing there with all those faces staring left me shaking. Tobin gently nudged against me after a few seconds. Well, go on. Get it over with. Shuffling in place a little, I took a deep breath, attempting to steady my nerves. I wish I was still behind the camera rather than in front of an expectant crowd. Howdy, y'all. Really appreciate so many of you coming to this boiling premiere. As I kept on speaking, more of my nerves seemed to melt away, speaking with a little more confidence with each passing second. Before we get things started, how about a round of applause for Chef Garth and his team making such a splendid feast? The crowd applauded the bear, who stood proudly off to the side, looking hot in the face. When the applause died down, I'd hurried getting along with it. We've got a real special picture for you, I'd like to think. Tobin, Liam, and I are happy to present Crail Queen's Widower Voyage. Flipping a switch on the projector, I hurried over to the speaker system and started the audio when a red card appeared. Liam and Tobin took seats near the front, while I stayed in the back, watching the crowd settle in for my most recent film. This is the first time we'd ever had so many spectators for one of our movies. My eyes were darting back and forth between the crowd and the screen. I chuckled at the sight of Tobin in his white prom tuxedo, peering out from the deck of the old riverboat. The vixen wandered in from off-frame and started to chat up Tobin before the pair started a rather sultry dance. After Film Club found out I was moving away, we all gathered together for one last hurrah, making my biggest production to date. As the minutes rolled on, the overall lack of response from the crowd was making me increasingly nervous. No one had taken their eyes off of the film. Now that left me to wonder whether they were fixated because it was a train wreck, or if they were actually enjoying it. I knew how that felt, continuing to see all these small mistakes that I'm sure I was the only one who could spot. They still bothered me as I strove for perfection. But then it happened. There was a mostly unanimous gasp of shock when the first unsettling element took place. The vixen was shoved by a mysterious figure from the bow of the ship, a look of terror in her eyes before she fell towards the green flames rising from the quagmire. As the movie neared its end, the tension of the crowd was palpable. Watching the finale with deep interest made the fur on my neck stand on end. Fog rolled in around Liam, who stood menacingly on the dock by his ship, while dressed in a bloody captain's outfit. Shimmering orbs of light behind him lined the decks of the decrepit boat. Tobin stood in shambles, his eyes looking heavy with eternity of guilt and sadness. I can bear this pain no longer. Please let me see my Esmeralda again. I have done all that you asked of me. Forever I will live with these sins I have committed at your behest. Honor our bargain and return my Esmeralda. If that is your wish. Liam faded into the fog, and the scene became sunlit. The vixen stood in her shimmering dress at the top of the ramp. Her hand reached out to Tobin, once more dressed in his finest suit. Romantic music swelled as he walked up the ramp, pulling Esmeralda into a tight embrace. The glow of the sunlight narrowed in on them like a spotlight, and they danced. It's over, my sweet honeysuckle. We're together again at last. A blinding flash of light, and Tobin stood frozen in the dance. A knife plunged into his back, the vixen holding the handle of the blade. Ghostly orbs returned once more, gathered around the deadly scene. Liam loomed tall in the background with a red glow in his eyes and a sickly approving grin on his face. Now and forever, my love. Tobin's dying gargle was captivating, jerking and twitching in her arms as his life left his body. After a solid 40 minutes, it was all over. The film ended, and there wasn't even a second of hesitation. The whole courtyard was applauding, some even standing up. The sight of it made my eyes water immediately, completely stunned by the reaction. Tobin and Liam were being mobbed with praise, pats on the back, and handshakes. I wasn't allowed to escape the attention as Garth had once again snuck up on me, sweeping me off my feet into another firm hug. That was magnificent, Chair! I didn't even try to struggle as Garth kept me pinned in a hug, walking me back up to the front center to it all. Liam looked flustered, and Tobin seemed to stand a few inches taller, both trying to keep up with all the congratulations. I spent a good 10 minutes receiving compliments, and wasn't allowed to budge away as Garth kept a firm paw on my shoulder, trying to comfort me in the moment, which was overwhelming both with joy and anxiety. Soon enough, the crowd began to part, leaving just the four of us and a few stragglers. Still shaking with excitement, I packed up the equipment. I watched Tobin and Liam bounce about, the fox grapple once more around Liam's neck. You're a star, Liam! Heck nah, brah, you's the one that made it special. I'm just a klutz. Tobin gently kicked Liam in the leg with one of his dangly footpaws, barking with annoyance. Eh? What did I tell you about selling yourself short? Enough of that, you were fantastic. It only took a moment of my back being turned before Liam had come over, pulling me once more into his bow's grip, Tobin still grappling around the gator's throat. Liam was laughing with delight, as was I, in between gasping breaths. Okay, ease up. No sooner had Liam let me go, and I was once more swept off the ground by Garth. I was beginning to feel like a sack of potatoes being passed back and forth. There's something I have to show you, Choi's. Oh, there's something I have to show you, Twa, before I let you get underway. Come along. Liam and Tobin followed close behind as Garth carried me and led us to the brick wall that separated the courtyard from the restaurant interior. A large tarp was covering whatever he wanted to show us. Oh my gosh, Simon! What the heckin'... Why? What did I do to summon them this time, huh? The bear set me down and moved over to the wall, grasping the tarp, smiling warmly at the three of us. You boys know you'll always be special to me. If not for y'all working so hard for a year, just out of kindness, this restaurant wouldn't still be here. It was only 2 years back when the gas crisis was still making everyone hurt. Garth's restaurant was our favorite, and he'd clearly been struggling to keep it going. No, it is not Tatum time. Also, isn't it past your bedtime, Simon? The work was tough, but we spent a year volunteering our time to fill out the jobs he had cut to stay afloat. The four of us had bonded tightly in that time, an unbreakable friendship. Reckon it's about time you got a little recognition. What do you mean you have no bedtime? Yes, you do. You do have said bedtime. Garth pulled the tarp down from the wall, revealing a large framed photograph. It was the four of us gathered in the kitchen, some of us covered in flour, joy on our faces. I remember that morning well, the bear teaching us how to make his famous Gruyere biscuits. Liam had been kneading the dough so aggressively at one point it left a small dent in the prep table. Father, it is time to rest. I am not your father, Simon. Them little Tatums are not my kids. I do not claim them. Chef, you're gonna make me cry if you ain't careful. This is beautiful. Now where are we supposed to eat? Everyone will be pitting over us. The fox spoke in a joking manner, which got a laugh out of Liam, the gator gently butting up against the fox. Shush up, if that movie is anything to go on, we'll have to get used to some attention one day. Gareth took out 3 envelopes and handed them to each of us, a copy of the photo for us to keep. I held it close to my chest for a moment, sighing peacefully. Thank you, Garth. Oui, merci. We'll do it again if you ever need us to. Thank you, boys, from the bottom of my heart. You're family in my eyes, and will always be a part of this place. Garth yanked me off the floor for one last hug, crushing me into his figure, chuckling with delight. The laughter was a little cracked, trying to hold back the sadness that lingered in the moment. Vitsy is thirsting on the real. Vitsy thirsts for everything. But I mean, of course, he's a fox, so it's to be expected. Don't be a stranger now. Drop me a letter when you can. Of course I will, so long as you promise to keep those 2 fed. Always, Cher. I'll leave a seat at the table for you. Garth patted both Tobin and Liam on the back before wandering off to go about cleaning up with his team. We stayed a minute longer to admire the photo on the wall, but soon walked out to Liam's truck. We left the boil with our stomachs near to bursting, and immense joy in our hearts from from how well the film had been received. Bouncing along the truck, though, Bouncing along the truck through the heart of New Orleans, making our way to a lesser known park in the city. Okay, chat. I said it. I said we'd do it, but we're gonna make a save. Ooh! This whole area is really nice. Finish it. Okay. It's only a few more hours. Okay, yeah. Absolutely not. I was about to make a poll saying, should we finish this? Vitsy, I promise you, we are gonna do this again soon, okay? But I mean, for being an hour into this, I think we made some pretty good progress. I have a gun pointed to your head. Listen, Vitsy, I need sleep. I need to go to bed. And besides, I don't want to miss the eclipse tomorrow. So thank you so much to both Vitsy and Rarebun for recommending Northern Lights to me. 100%, we are going to have to get back into this very soon. I'm really interested to see where this story goes. And again, I am really invested in this so far. I'm looking forward to this. 100% we're going to be streaming more of this. By the way, follow me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/SpitfireTheWolf with the 0 and the O. And we will eventually play some more Northern Lights. We'll continue on where we left off. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching tonight, everybody. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh wait, Rarebun never played this? Oh. Okay. Well, thank you, Vitsy.